Hi, this is Josh with Huify. In this clip, we're going to talk about the HubSpot CRM settings and do a quick overview so you can maximize its full potential. So if you look at the top nav, go ahead and go all the way over to the right and click Settings. Inside Settings, we're going to go down each one of these items: contacts, companies, deals, notifications, and configuration. So first in contacts, you'll see that here it gives you the option to manage properties. We're probably familiar with this from the marketing side of the HubSpot tool, but as you add sales individuals, they may want to add a certain question or a certain field that they can add contact properties. Even if it's something that you don't add to the forms on your website, it still might be something that you want to add additional information for filtering, etc. So this is where you would do that. Next is the contact and company owner sync. Enabling this will allow you to assign a HubSpot owner to a specific company, and then any contact associated with that company will also be owned by that sales rep. If you do something different where you have multiple sales reps that are owning each contact, potentially in the same company, like you're expanding to different departments and different sales reps are handling each of those expansions individually, you would want to uncheck this because it will add more confusion. But in typical scenarios, we're going to leave that checked. Very similar to contacts, if you want to manage any properties or any unique traits about a specific company, you can do that here. Syncing the life cycle stages will allow you to move a company forward in the process, and all of the associated contacts will also reflect the same information. If you have different levels of decision makers that you like to track individually and you want to create an individual process for each one, I would uncheck this. But in a typical scenario, just like with the ownership in the last and the contacts, you want to leave that checked because we're going to assume that the company and the contacts as one entity are going to move along in the same way. Automatically create and associate companies with a contact. So as soon as you create a contact for the first time, this is going to let the CRM automatically create that new company profile as well. And this again can speed up the process. We suggest you leave that checked like that unless you have other reasons. Okay, so deals. Managing properties for deals. Again, there may be certain specific properties you want to add. Here's where you can do that. The different deal stages. Here's an easy access place for editing the deal stages. We added a couple in our process because we work a lot with companies' board members and getting the approval of their board. So that was one deal stage we added in the process was, do the decision makers, are they willing to move forward? And if so, have they also gotten approval from their board? And we're in the US, so we use US dollars, but here's where you can change currency. Notifications, this is a daily prospects email that comes basically telling you what types of companies have visited your website that day or the previous day. I suggest you leave this unchecked because you can always turn it off later, but it's great to kind of get familiar with that information now. If you have Sidekick, which I strongly suggest you enable, then you shouldn't have to worry about this too much, but here's where you can double check that information, and you can always log emails from any email client without Sidekick by BCCing to your hub ID at bcc.hubspot.com or by forwarding email addresses. And here's where you can find those specific email addresses to log information from your email client to your HubSpot CRM. So that's basically a brief overview. You can change your time zone here. Strongly suggest you make sure that you have the right time zone, especially when you're starting to log things from the CRM to your calendar, etc. But yeah, that's pretty much a good cover of the settings in the CRM.
All right, we've covered the HubSpot CRM settings. Feel free to find more videos like this one down below
Or you can follow me on Twitter at Josh Harkis, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.